Hi, I'm Thomas with Believe in the Run.
It's Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And we're about to do blasphemy.
Are we?
Yeah, I mean, sort of.
Okay.
A lot of my miles in this shoe that we're reviewing are not on the surfaces that it's intended for.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, this is a trail shoe.
People are probably gonna hate us.
And I got my miles, I use this on the road.
I did run on the trail, so we're halfway there.
Sort of, you ran on the rocks.
Yeah, yeah.
We haven't even told people what this shoe is, Robbie. What shoe are we talking about?
This is the Nike Ultrafly. There might be a ZoomX in there. I don't know. They like to throw that in. It's on the midsole, so it's a ZoomX Ultrafly. This is Nike's premier, premium, exceptional, classy
$250
race day shoe for trails.
for trails. Now, reason why I wanted to use it on the road, Robbie, is one, I'm lazy. I didn't want to drive out to the trails. And two, feels really good.
A ringing endorsement of a shoe reviewer.
I know. Too lazy to get out on the trail.
It's definitely a Vaporfly-ish design inside of a trail package.
I mean, we'll get
Crazy
into the
trail
details.
stuff. All
It
right.
really is. This might be one of the best road shoes that Nike has out. And honestly, if you got rid of the full coverage of Vibram outsole, which you're gonna get into, I really feel like this could be an amazing daily trainer. I probably lose the plate, but the way that this ZoomX is wrapped,
Okay.
we'll get into it.
Yeah. Let's just start with the upper. So this is a Vaporweave upper. It's that beautiful mesh. I don't even know. Like
Hydrophobic, breathes well, fits well. I felt like the lockdown on this with the way that it gussets with the eye sockets here. I don't even know what you call this, where it goes in and over and under. It's like a saddle.
First off, this is just a beautiful shoe. I love the design of it. All the details are on point. It's classic Nike trail. Just everything about it. You look at this shoe and I just want to look at it.
You want to see what is going on here?
I love the checkered racing tips on the laces that you have in the other race day shoes.
Like the tinfoil thing.
I love it. The foil thing's super cool. Thomas, you did a lot of road miles on this shoe. What were your thoughts on the upper in your situation?
So my longest run on the road was 12 miles in it. So I did a couple shorter runs. I did even a run on the treadmill where I did a speed workout. So I did like 400s and 400 repeats in the shoe. I love the way it felt, and I was like, let me take this out on the road, see how it feels. And what I like about it is the upper feels really good. You do have a little bit more of a wider toe box.
For a Nike shoe, one of the widest toe boxes I think you'll find.
And I don't normally like that, but the shoe sculpts the foot so well that it didn't feel like a clunky, big foot shoe.
I did wear this on, as you said, on the Appalachian Trail, very, very technical terrain, just a lot of rocks. I will say that there was a fair amount of movement inside the shoe, and this isn't relegated to my experience, or other trail reviewers felt the same thing. But it wasn't something that where you could get a good lockdown either. I felt like when I really got it to the point where I felt locked in, that I was cutting off the circulation of my foot. It was getting numb, and then loosening up, it was too loose. I don't know, the upper I didn't feel is there for anything mildly technical or beyond that. Might not be what the purpose of the shoe is for.
I mean, I'm
letting you know, in my experience, if you're wearing it on technical stuff, just know that's...
And most trail shoes have a little bit extra build up on the sides here to help, like from rocks ripping the upper and stuff like this. I think it's kind of like a Vaporfly where it's not maybe meant to go forever.
Yeah, so we didn't mention there is a carbon fiber full-length fly plate in this shoe. We can get down to the ride of the shoe since,
Well, can I talk about a feature that I really like in the shoe that I wouldn't mind seeing in the road version?
Yeah.
So the ZoomX is wrapped with a thin layer of something.
Yeah, it's a fabric, like a durable, I don't know, not Cordura, but maybe close to that.
This kind of wraps it, but the other thing it does with that is you don't see any of the creasing that you normally see in ZoomX foam. It keeps it really smooth and nice looking, and I'm guessing it also creates somewhat of, for me, it felt like it compressed the foam, so I'm still getting the bounce out of the ZoomX.
It's almost the exact same midsole stack as the Vaporfly. It's 38.5 millimeters in the heel, 30 millimeters in the forefoot. So it's very similar to the Vaporfly, which, if you wore the Vaporfly or Alphafly on trails, you'd be done for. But because it's wrapped in this whole thing, it really holds it together nicely. So you do get that ZoomX feel without the crazy instability.
Yeah.
It's still a bit unstable. It's unstable.
Yeah.
But it's much more stable than typical ZoomX stack. The fly plate, again, I feel like it does provide a nice propulsive feeling that you get from the Vaporfly or Ultrafly.
I mean, I felt it on the road. It did feel similar. Again, I wasn't sure if I was feeling the plate or this full coverage of the Vibram Mega Grip, which also provides some rigidity. So you're not, like, I feel like the wrap around the foam keeps it from going this way, and this keeps it from going, you know, having the coverage this way from toe to heel doesn't let it move around too much. And it's actually probably what caused me a little bit of trouble that I'll get into about running on the roads with it. Can we move on to the outsole? Because I think that's one of the reasons I thought it would be okay to run on the street with this.
Real quick, I do think that, again, with, as you just described, the outsole, the width of it, the encasing it in this fabric, I think Nike did literally everything you can do to contain it
and protect it.
Kudos to them. I think that's as good as you're gonna get as far as just wanting. If people want ZoomX, you know, they want it in a race day shoe. They really corralled it as best they could, so that's awesome.
Okay, so we've got the Vibram Mega Grip light base outsole. It only has 3.5 millimeter lugs, which, I mean, you can tell that's not too crazy, like, for road use.
That's as low as you're gonna get in the lugs.
It's kind of surprising in a trail shoe that they're that low. Now, we've had problems in the past with Nike rubber for trail shoes.
It was always just not grippy, not sticky, a disaster. If you watch these reviews, you know.
It was probably worse it felt, and it may have been the same rubber they were using on their road shoes, but it felt slicker, I guess, because usually the moisture, the mud, the wetness that you have on the trail.
I swear the Pegasus had better traction than most of their trail shoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a big upgrade, and we know from other shoes that we've worn, the light base.
It's the best compound pretty much on trails. I want to say thank you personally to Nike for finally putting Vibram rubber on your outsoles. It felt really good and on pretty much any surface.
Sticky and good.
I wore this on the roads during when it was raining. No problems there. Wore it again on the trail, stuck to everything. It finally felt like Nike did the right thing.
For a road shoe, this may be not the lightest race day shoe, but for a trail shoe, I feel like it's pretty light. For my size 10.5, it came in at 10.9 ounces, almost 11.
Yeah.
Almost 11 ounces, or 300 and something, whatever you wrote over there.
309 grams.
Okay, that's a weird 9. You gotta work on your handwriting.
What other number would you think that was?
7.
7. It
curly
felt Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I was going with it. All right, Willy Wonka. I like the fit of the upper. I was on the road, so I wasn't doing the side to side or some of the more aggressive downhills that you were doing, Robbie. The midsole feels amazing underfoot. Matter of fact, if I was just wearing this shoe as a comfort shoe to walk around with, it's one of the most comfortable shoes you can put on.
Oh yeah, because I was wearing it for about a week before, just like around the office every day. It is really one of the best, most comfortable shoes you can wear. I love it.
Style-wise, it looks great, but when I was running, the cushioning felt great. The area where it did not work well for a road shoe was because you have this full layer of rubber on the bottom. It's a little slappy, and I did kind of miss that flex, and it might be a combination of the midsole being wrapped and the plate being in there. I really wanted to feel more of a pop off the toes. It still feels fast. Like, I know that if I was on trails, this would probably be the shoe that I would want to pick if I was trying to pick up the pace. Downside to it for me would definitely be the size of the lugs. Anything out here in Maryland, I don't care if it's really dry out here, we still get some mud on the trails and thin layer of mud.
100% it's meant for that like light trail, more buffed out West Coast. Things where you can just pick up speed, you can bomb it. And in those cases, like, I did have a stretch where it was like through a field, single track, pretty much just dirt. Felt amazing. Like, really, really one of the best feelings.
Like, next level.
Like, if you're gonna compare it to other trail racers, like the Tectonics 2 from Hoka, with the Sock and the Endorphin Edge, I'm gonna give this the leg up. In with a little bit of disclaimer, I think it has to be on those surfaces that aren't as technical.
The trails that I ran out in Tahoe, I felt like this would be perfect for that. The only thing that I'm gonna mention, and I wouldn't even mention it except for another reviewer had the issue, is that after I was done with the 12-mile run, my ankle was killing me. I don't know what was going on, but it like was popping my ankle up in a weird way. And it might be that there's not as much give in the foam with this kind of encasing and the rubber on the bottom, and I wasn't using it on the right surfaces. But my ankle was like shredded up after that run. But then you were telling me that Alex, our female reviewer who had this out.
Yeah, she kind of had the same experience. And then, yeah, let's get to the price. This is, at this point, from a major manufacturer, most expensive trail shoe on the market.
$250.
Yeah, so that's a lot. It's a lot. So
it's a lot, but of the other shoes that are at that price point, even the Speedland and the Norda, I'd say performance-wise, this one wins. Like if you were lining up for a race and you knew that the conditions were going to be more of the fire road, buffed out trail.
Yeah.
Is there another running a trail shoe that you would pick over this?
No, because I would still pick. I love the Tecton X, but I'd still pick this over that. As long as it's not something where, again, you're gonna have a lot of instability. Your foot's gonna be moving all over. If you can just stay locked in, kind of just bomb it. Like I think this is a great shoe for those situations. It's also just a super comfortable shoe. You could take this shoe to 100 miles, you know, which some of the other racing shoes in the trail range don't have that same comfort level, you know, so this balances the comfort and the performance.
Robbie, what are you giving it?
All right, for the situations it's made for, definitely a green. I would say for anything that's more aggressive trails, yellow, like it's just not really meant for those, you know, so.
And I'm gonna tell you, don't even listen to me. I ran it on a road. As far as this shoe feels and looks, I give it a green. I'd have to see it on the trail to know whether or not. I'd have to be really serious about racing on the trails to use this.
That's the other thing. I feel like you have to really love trail running, be all in on it, have a specific use case for this shoe. Because like if you're anywhere out here on the East Coast, I feel like it's just gonna be a little, like it's gonna be dicey.
If you were buying one trail shoe, this wouldn't be the one. This one is a specific use.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Race day on later terrain and just
boom.
Yeah. All that to say, thank you Nike for the Vibram. Please include it on the rest of your trail shoes from now on. I think everyone will be excited about that. And design, again, points to the design team. I think this is on its way. I'll be excited to see what the next versions look like, and I'm sure they'll.
Yeah, this one only took like 10 years to come out.
True.
Anyway, that's a wrap. Robbie, tell them to watch our podcast on YouTube. Tell them to check in on The Drop, our weekly podcast. Maybe like this video, subscribe to the channel. Oh, how about your weekly newsletter?
Read the weekly email.
So
get all the updates. Get all the updates. Subscribe. Everything in one spot. And then, yeah, happy trails and hoppy trails. Enjoy your time in nature. Fly plate. Fly plate's like a hard word to say. That should be too many L's in that word.
So fly platey.